Ladies, welcome back to the Joy Talk. Welcome back to the Joy Talk and welcome to season 2. We are officially kicking off season 2 and I am beyond excited to move through season 2 with you, to move through this season of our lives, my ladies, with you. Because there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things happening for you. There's a lot of things happening for me. There's a lot of things happening for all of us. And this season of the Joy Talk is going to be a true reflection of all the beautiful things that we are all going through. The women around me are evolving. The women around me, there are things that are going through. I'm going through different things. The clients are going through different things. The universe is going through different things. There's a lot happening for us, my ladies. And this season is going to capture these moments. They're going to capture the gems in order to help us do business, life, and everything in between our way so we can live a purposeful life. So thank you for being here for season 2 and welcome back. Let's do this. Okay. Now, you all know, my ladies, that we are approaching, I'm going to say approaching with very cautious words because we're not there yet. We are approaching the end of 2024. You know when like September hits and it's just like a different vibe. It's just a different season. You feel that September brings in this new energy and it brings in something where you know like, okay, this year is ending, summer's passing, the kids are going back to school, we're really going back to work. Work is going to be crunch time, the businesses are going to be rolling. Like there's always so much happening when September comes to the door, when it comes knocking, it's like, okay, that's it. Like September's coming. I got to get my stuff together. I got to get everything together because we are not playing no games. And when September comes, it's just a big moment for businesses, for companies, for us in our lives too, because that transition of the season, it's kind of like, okay, playtime is over and now we're like entering a new season that is going to allow us to do different things. And then we start also thinking about the end of the year and the new year's that's gonna come, the new year ahead. So we're just kind of like realizing that real life is about to start for real. You know, like summer is like that cruise control. You're just cruising, you're living your best life, you're just sleeping later, you're doing things that you wouldn't be normally doing in your work week. You're just living your best life because it's summer and we all should be living our best lives when it's summer. And now September hits and it's just like, okay, it's go time. What am I with my goals? What am I doing with my life? What am I going to be doing with this company that's going to be pushing really hard for us to end Q4 on a high note? What am I doing with my business? Not what am I doing with my business, because we always know what we're doing with our business, but like, how am I going to bring my business to the next level? Like all these things come to life and you're going to see people around you also come with that energy, right? You're going to have meetings at work. You're going to have meetings in your business. You're going to have things that are going to be like, okay, what are the next steps? What are we doing? What are we launching? What are we like planning to make sure that we close out 2024 in a crazy, beautiful way? Now that's one thing. And as much as I hate to say it, I kind of love September because there's just this energy, like I've said, there's this energy of newness. It's kind of like a new year because it's like a new school year, but it's also a new year for us because it's a new season. And that season just brings in some great opportunity for us. And this is what I want to talk about to you, my ladies, today. This is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that sometimes when these new seasons come, it's good to ask ourselves, like, what am I going to be pushing forward? What am I going to be putting out there for myself? What am I going after? What seeds am I planting? What are my moves that I am making for this season? And it's also good to be like, I'm ready to also like go and see how things pan out for me. See how things come to life for me. Like it's literally the balance and the beautiful dance between giving and receiving. You've heard this, masculine energy, feminine energy. Masculine energy is about giving, go getting, hustling, doing the things, just going after everything you want. being assertive, being proactive, being out there. And the feminine energy, which is receiving, is more about leaning back, letting go of the hows, letting go of the outcome, but just trusting that things are coming your way. And this balance is extremely important for us in our lives, my ladies, because there's gonna be a lot of things happening for us. I honestly don't know if anybody else than us live so many things in our lives. Like, there's always something happening for us, my ladies. And as women, we have this kind of strength and power within us to be so resilient and to be so adaptive to the changes that are coming in our lives, because even our bodies ourselves go through different changes. So we're just so wired up for adaptation and changes. Yet when I'm talking about these seasons that are coming, it's super important for us to have like this kind of a game plan. And it's not like a game plan of like, okay, these are the goals I want to reach. These are the things I want to be doing. This is the things I want to be accomplishing by December 31st and all of these things. Like, that's good to have, but I really want us to kind of dig in and deep dive into the idea of there is a balance between doing the moves, doing the actions, going after what you want. But there's also a huge door and opportunity for us to lean back, let go, and just see how things are going to pan out for us. Just see how things are going to come into places for us. It's such a huge thing. And I think as women, there's kind of like these two groups, right? There's the group of women who are always going after the thing, that are always in the active mode, that are always working, and making sure that the things are going to be panning out and controlling every single thing in their way, like making sure that every single detail is planned out, every single thing has to be done. And if it's not done, it's like panic mode. And what do I do? There's nuances, obviously, in this group, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, my lady, because I was one of them. I was like in the hustle mode for so long that I forgot, like, I didn't even know the receiving part existed, okay? Then there's the other group that's a little bit too much in the receiving mode. That's a little bit too much in the cruise control mode. Like, things are gonna happen. I'm not ready yet to put in the actions, but I think things are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. And they're talking about their dreams, and they're talking about their projects, and they're talking about the things that they wanna do for themselves for so long that it's almost always in the talking bucket and not always in the coming to life bucket. And we don't want that either, okay? So we really want to have a balance. We want to have a balance between the active state and the passive state. We want to have a balance between giving and receiving. And we really want to make sure that we're creating this balance in order to achieve the things that we really want to achieve. Like, you may not realize this today, but letting yourself relax and receive and lean back and sit back and watch the things come to you might be exactly what you need for your business to be successful. It might be exactly what you need for your relationships to be successful. It might be exactly what you need for you to meet your future husband. It might be exactly what you need for you to build a family. And on the flip side, maybe giving a few steps and pushing a little bit more and planting a little bit more seeds and going out of your comfort zone and doing the things that help the wheels go in motion. I don't know. That's that kick the wheels off in motion. I don't know. But doing the things that allow the wheels to roll. Oh God, I really want to nail this like expression, but it's not there. You want to kickstart the things. You want to be doing the things so you can make sure that you're moving forward as well. It's really, really, really important, okay? It doesn't matter in what area of your life, okay? So usually when we think about being active and being super engaged in the things that we want to be doing, we think about work. We're like, okay, I have to be super engaged. If I want this promotion, I want to be super engaged. If I want my business to be successful, I want to be super engaged and be super active if I want things to roll for me. Yet, this also is very much applicable for your personal life. Like if you want to meet the love of your life, if you want to build a family, if you want to feel better with yourself, if you want to have a healthy relationship with yourself, if you want to build self-love, there's a lot of active actions that you need to be taking. There's a lot of things that you need to be doing for yourself. It's not just going to come to you, okay? These are the things like it will come, but you need to do actions, and it will come and you need to relax. Like it's really a balance about being active and passive, giving and receiving all the time. So when we're thinking about we're entering September, October, November, December, 4 months, we're entering Q4. It's going to be extremely, there's going to be a lot of movement in this quarter and this last period of the year. There's always movement. Okay? There's just a lot of things happening. You're going to even see on social media a lot more noises. You're going to see a lot of people also wake up with their projects. You're going to see a lot of people who are a little bit more in the active state in this period, because that's just how it goes. That's just how the energy is. That's just how it works, okay? And you have to be part of those people. You have to be part of these women, my ladies, who are doing the steps in order to make sure that you're not just ending the year in a good way, that you're making sure that you're setting yourself up for success for the future years, for like all the years. Like it's not about like doing everything and making sure that in December 31st, like I've met my match, I've built a family, my business is rolling, my career is taking off the ground, I'm buying my new house. But like we have 4 months. We can definitely plant the seeds and make sure that things are going to happen, because a lot of things can happen in 4 months. But it's not about, doing so much that you're accomplishing for the end result that is December 31st. No, the end result, there is no end result. Like you just want to make sure that the future, you're setting yourself up for your future self. You're setting yourself up for the wave that is coming for your life. You're building the building blocks for what you think will be the life that you truly want to. Okay, let me rewind that back for a second. You are taking the building blocks and putting them into place to make sure that you are setting yourself up for a life that is purposeful to you and a life that you genuinely love and care about. That's what it's all about. When you take actions, it's about making sure that you're setting yourself up for something that truly matters to you and that you truly care about. And that's what I mean when like using the energy that comes with September to build those building blocks, to put them in places. If you've always wanted to start your business, my ladies, use the September, October, November, December energy. Use this period of the end of the year to put your cards in the right place, to make sure that you are doing the things that are going to help you build that business, okay? You have to make sure that you're putting yourself in a state of activeness, that you have to make sure that you put yourself in a state that you're making moves, my ladies. We gotta be making moves. Like Cardi B would say, you gotta be making money moves. Okay? It's really about that, because nobody's gonna do it for you, and you have the power and you have the strength to do it. You just have to step outside whatever's holding you back and do the things. Now, on the flip side, you guys are gonna tell me, like, she's telling me two different things. I'm telling you things that will balance out the things. On the flip side, well, no, before I go on the flip side, the disclaimer is you must not only be in the state of action. You must not just be doing the moves. You have to let go. We are not hardwired like men. There's a part of us that needs to do the things, and there's a part of us that also needs to lean back and receive. We can't just be pushing and building the things without planning the rest of the things and kind of seeing it come together. Okay, so I'm going to give you the analogy of a house, right? When I'm talking about building blocks, we're thinking about the bricks, the foundation. So you can be putting the bricks, the foundation, all the things that you need for your house in order to be successful, in order to set yourself up for your future, and in order for you to build your purposeful life. And on the flip side, it's super important for you to kind of lean back and say, is this the house that I want to be building? Is this a design I actually want? Is this how I imagine it? And to be able to do that, you can't be out here putting the blocks all the time. You got to take a break, kind of sit back on a little lounge chair and look at your house and be like, And then maybe you go for a little walk and you take a little stroll around the neighborhood and you look at other houses and you're kind of just like being inspired by the things that are around you. And then you go to Pinterest and then you go to different, and that is only possible in a state where you're a little bit more passive, when you're a little bit more leaning back for yourself. Like being able to see the big picture is a very much, okay, I don't know what type of language I'm talking today, but listen, to be able to see the big picture of your life, to be able to see the big picture of what you want, to be able to see the big picture of the vision that you want to create for yourself, it's super important for you to lean back and look at the big picture. Don't just be in the big picture. Don't just be out here like putting things in the big picture thinking that it works. You got to take a step back and look at everything and take the time to receive what you're putting together. Take the time to look at everything and see in a grand way what's coming forward for me. Does this make sense? Is this truly what I want? And it's only when you're like kind of a little bit further from the vision that you're able to see the things. When you're so close to everything that you want, you don't get to see the big picture. You just see the details that you're just putting together. You got to lean back, step back, and take a moment to really look and see what's going on and what are the things that are coming together and coming to life for me. And does this align with who I am today? Okay. So when I talk about the flip side, the receiving part, okay, when I want to extend my thoughts on this, receiving is not easy, okay? Because I think what I'm contemplating and realizing is that, like I said, there's like kind of two big buckets. The woman who goes, and the woman who's a little bit too much in the passive. It's like we have to kind of become the perfect balance of the woman who goes, and the perfect balance of the one who's a little bit more passive, receiving. I mean, I want to say like being in a state of receivership is not just passive. You're not just like, oh, I'm like, just, you're like, no, it's a choice that you make. So it's kind of an active state, but let's just say giving and receiving right now. Okay. So you have, people who are just waiting for the things to happen, and we don't want to be part of those either. Okay. We want to make sure that we're in an active state of receiving. And how do we do that? First, my ladies, let me tell you, the way I was able to step into a place of receivership was exactly when everything happened for me, because I was so caught up in the hustle, in the doing, in the meeting, in the active state, and in the pushing state of everything in my life, whether it was my relationship, whether that was in my business, whether that was in my health, whatever that may be. I was always like so close to the vision. I was literally like pushing the vision forward with my like strength, and it's when I took a step back and I sat myself down and I was like, okay, I'm just going to like receive now. I've put a lot of seeds. I planted a lot of seeds. I've done a lot of work. I've put a lot of energy and I did a lot of moves. Now I'm going to just kind of lean back and see the things come together while I'm still working on my things, but I'm actually telling myself it's coming. It's coming. The things are coming. The things are coming to me. I'm receiving now. I'm ready to receive. It's okay. Like, it's super clear to God exactly what I want. Super clear to me exactly what I want. Now I can just kind of lean back and receive. And that's when the things started coming to me. That's when my business started to really open up and really be clear on the mission, the statement, and everything I wanted to be doing. That's when my husband came into my life. That's when my life really changed in terms of my health, in terms of everything. Like, it's really when I put myself in a receivership and I wasn't going just after the hustle and the bustle and just running after everything. It's when I put myself in a state of like, I could let go of how the things are going to happen. I'm going to let go of the control and the grasp and all the details I have inside my palm. And I'm going to just like open up my hand and welcome everything that's coming my way. So this is the thing I want to talk about, my ladies, too. We have a tendency to want to know how things are going to happen for us. You want to launch a business, you want to launch a new career, you want to build a family, you want to meet somebody, you want to build your self-love. And we're always like, that's my goal. Now, how is this going to happen? How am I going to meet my husband? How is my business going to roll? How is my business going to be? How is my new career going to be? But how is the promotion that I'm going to be getting going to be beneficial for my life? It's like, well, but we just put the objective, and I want to know how we're going to get there. Yes, it's important to know like the steps that we can do to get there, but there are so many hows that exist and are available to us in order to get to our goals. And our mind is very limited on the number of hows that we're going to get there, you know? Like we have this super strict ideas sometimes in our lives of like, if my business is going to be successful, this is how it has to be. It has to reach X amount of dollars and I have to do X amount of things to do this amount of revenue. Yeah, but maybe there's a lot of opportunities and things that fall under the umbrella of the objective and go inside your products and services that you allow you to reach that goal and even surpass it. But you didn't think about it because you were so stuck in that one lane, and we're trying to control the details and we're trying to control the how. So it's really important that we let go of the how. We're putting the actions on what we want and why we want to do it. It's super clear for us. Now we let go of the how. We do the things that we think will work, but we open ourselves up to the rest of the possibilities that may be coming our way, you know? It's like making sure that you're not so much in the holding and grasping of everything that you want and desire that you actually let yourself that you actually allow yourself to open up to possibilities on how that can be achieved. Letting go of control. This is probably the number one rule when it comes to leaning back and seeing things come forward for you, is letting go of this sense of control, my ladies. We do not have to control every single part of our lives. We do not have to control every single detail, and we do not have to control the ways that we are going to achieve our goals. We don't have to control that. We can do the steps that we think are going to help us achieve our goals, but we don't have to control it in a way that that's the only way. It's when we think that it's the only way or that we know the only way that we don't get to our goals, because there's just so many ways. Life is created in so many different ways, and there's so many different facets of lives, of possibilities, that we have to allow ourselves to be open to these possibilities and allow ourselves to be open to the things that are going to come our way. My ladies, it's so important that we start letting go of the control, of the details, of the things that really like just pigeonholes our vision. We have to open up and be open to the things. And how do we be open? We set ourselves back in a leaning back position. We set ourselves back in a way that we receive. So as we enter the last period of 2024, as we enter this busy period, this really energetic season, I really want you to think about, how can I be more balanced when it comes to achieving my goals, and how can I be a little bit more aware of how I'm getting in my own way, and how can I be more sensitive to what I want to achieve in a way that is balanced for me. Okay, so really making sure like that you build the building blocks for what you want to be bringing forward for your vision, while also being able to receive and lean back and open up to the different possibilities that are available to you in your life, okay? So really that balance of giving and receiving. You're giving so much to your life. You're giving so much to yourself. You're giving so much to your projects, and we love that. We're making the moves. We're taking the actions. We're doing the things. And we allow ourselves to receive the gifts that are coming with all the action, receive the results, receive the flowers of the seeds that we've planted, okay? We have to be able to receive and really be able to enjoy the things that come our way. It's impossible to only be in the giving state, and it's impossible to only be in the receiving state. We need to find that balance, and as women we have such tremendous power, and there's incredible potential that lays within us to achieve amazing things. And to do those things, we have to be able to give and receive. You give to someone, you receive in another way back. You give to your project, you're going to be receiving in another way back. There's nobody I've known that has given to something, put their energy into something, and never received anything. But there are people I know that will give so much and they'll be always in a state of activeness that won't be able to appreciate what they're receiving as a result. And that blocks the receivership. That blocks all the things that are coming your way because you're just out here just pushing, moving for the next step. It's good to have that balance. And same thing is like people who only want to receive and don't give, at one point there's nothing more to receive. You know what I mean? It's like at one point, if you're someone who's always receiving all the gifts and the flowers, and you never give back, well, at one point it's gonna die down. You know, that well is gonna dry up. So my ladies, really find that balance between giving and receiving, and set yourself up. I'm not gonna say it's for success, but set yourself up for the vision that you really want for your life. What is it that you truly want? When you close your eyes and you see yourself in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, God willing, and you just take a moment to imagine that, what are the things that you think will bring you to that vision? Do those things. Receive, look at the results that are coming. If it works, continue. If it doesn't work, move to another action. Receive something else. Move, action, move, action, move. It's always going to be a balance, and it's always available to you. You just have to make sure that you do it. Woo! I am so excited for the new period, this new season. I'm also super excited for season 2 of the Joy Talk because there's just so many things that are going to be happening. There's a lot of things that I want to put in place for the podcast. And once again, I'm going to be giving and receiving. If it works, it doesn't work. It works, it doesn't work. It's okay. If it works, amazing. If it doesn't work, hey, move on to the next move. We just have to be in a state of giving and receivership. And I know that if you do that, my ladies, it will be so incredible for you. And please, if you do start to implement giving and receiving in your life, let me know in the comments. I want to know and I want to follow your journey because that's what it's all about. Sharing and building and sharing gems and seeing how it impacts each and every one of us and how we can live a purposeful life. So thank you so much, my ladies, for being here for season 2, the kickoff. I will see you next week for another episode. And in the meantime, my ladies, do your thing. Remember, you are who you are, and that's your own superpower, and nobody can ever take that away from you. Okay? So I'll see you next time.